Achani Basipa, baby. It's your girl Ezzy. Charlie Kale, when I did kind of like a reaction video or a review of activities or events that are going around in this country. Okay, so yesterday we had seen a number of events that were happening around Lusaka. Unless you are broke, so you had every reason to stay home. But if you had money, there were about 5 or 4 prominent events that were happening within Lusaka. One of these was the Kwacha Music Awards, okay? So Kwacha Music Awards, from my understanding, is where artists are honored from kind of like secular music, gospel music, conscious music, just different kind of arts and performances around like the music circle from what I had seen, okay? So now, what's so surprising is that the Kwacha Music Awards have been running for a number of years. And I remember vividly last year, nalipeleka my reaction or reviews of the last event. But then, disappointingly, we have seen kind of like similar mistakes happening even this year. And I'm talking about the organization of this show. Like, just from organization, either I'm going to know have this year's Kwacha Music Awards and Shanuko. Like, a number of artists came out and said they couldn't understand what criteria was used to kind of like grade people into these, these categories. I'll give an example. This girl that has won, it should be the best gospel song of the year. I think her name is Deborah. Song whatever was not originally done by her. It has someone else who did that song, except like I feel like maybe she made it a bit more popular. So then she was voted in kind of like the best gospel. I don't know, it's female voice of the year. She was voted and apparently she won, but that song originally was not hers. So how they arrived at that criteria, nobody knows. And I know there are a number of artists that actually said, no, we're not attending because we don't know what kind of like consultation process was done when coming up with these categories. That aside, we also seem to kind of like notice that Bamwama artists are categorized. They don't say no. Best artist, then best artist. And I'll give an example. Then you don't say Muzo Alfonso. All the years he's just been like best artist, Northern Province. And then we have also seen like Bonbuga, best artist Luapula, King Iles, best artist Southern Province. Like, when are these guys going to grow and compete at national level? If we really are looking at these artists getting better and competing at national and international level, okay? So a lot of people have echoed those sentiments, but these organizers kind of like seem to play a deaf ear. It seems like maybe they're doing this for their own reward, not necessarily for upgrading like kind of like our standard when it comes to entertainment and music. That's just my understanding, okay? Now, let that on the side. Another thing that's quite disappointing is that Abama organizers, why is the sound still sounding quite to 1991? So yesterday there were 2 performances, okay, for those artists that were providing entertainment. First of all, there were those that were doing playbacks. Like Tilo. Why was Tilo doing a playback? I've watched Tilo in live shows and he's done very well. Those kind of playbacks actually made him seem like a very unseasoned entertainer, which was so unfair because that guy, I've watched him on a number of shows where he's given a very solid performance when it comes to live music. It was so bad. That's what I can say. Sound system was so bad. I know quite a Chile, but as a person who's attended some of the shows from some of these renowned artists and they are able to pull up a perfect performance, I can only blame it on the organizers. The sound system was so bad at this point where there are a number of people that organize shows. I remember last year I was at the RNG Arena where I attended Oktoberfest. The sound system was perfect. Most of the artists that performed sound. So what's very different about these guys? Same people performing Kuriaku RNG Arena are the same people that are performing on these shows. But why is the sound system or the output very trashy? Why is it wacky? And then we have seen a number of clips that people, are posting on social media. Hey, see Tilo's performance on Kwacha Music, or see King Iles' performance on Kwacha Music. They make the guys look like they don't know what they're doing. But in fact, it's actually the sound system. These guys are quite good. Okay? That aside, because I'm still ranting on these organizers. Picture quality. So you broadcast, you have like platforms where you want to broadcast this event, okay? And picture quality ile perfect. Mule kushare twale kwa tamasha pa TV. Twale kwa tamasha pa TV, ama TV twale uma kwati time perfectly. Mule nshiki mule imwe in this 2023 we can still afford to have very bad picture quality. It just shows that let's organize this show. Tabashi plan wino. That's what I'm saying. Are they putting the interest of the artists or they're putting the interest of themselves aside? Hello, the whole setup stage, like I said last year, the whole setup of the stage was just looking like variety show. Secondary school mwebantu. Na mwebusha, secondary school tuwale kwa tama variety show. Ya mperforma, tapan limo kakapet kari kukachanya liwa kabomfishe polisi. Last time home, mnumusaka yengi, ama venues yengi, wadu kwa mnu mchalo. Chalo wama, but abantu baya chita organize show. National show. Ukure mweka kwa tini minimu elenshik mumushani. Mu 1964. Ba organize ba show mwanita ba serious for ningana na mkamako na Diamond amawazi ya Diamond eka mweka kuna bwino. Anyway, so I just thought of putting that rant out there. Then coming to other things that are trending about this this whole thing. By the way, I'm going to talk about the Olios because I know that Your Maps, who by the way, I'm sure most people know, like I am a fan of Your Maps. I'm a fan of Your Maps. Those who know me closely, they know that I am like 100%. For me, Your Maps is the best artist for Zambia. Like that's a guy I listen to. I can listen to his songs from A to Z. Okay? So Your Maps, he won 5 awards, including Best Male Artist and Best Album of the Year. I think also it could be Best Song of the Year. I can't get those correctly because I didn't watch, I didn't pay attention to the details because everything was just giving trashy when it comes to this whole organization. But he won those awards. I feel like he deserves it because he's really been working in the background and also in public. He's been doing it. And if you watch the performance yakwa Your Maps yesterday, despite all those to my little thingy inconveniences when it comes to the sound system setup, he gave a perfect performance. This guy is into what he's doing. He gives it his all. Performance yakwa Your Maps. Young for sound system, but when he was singing those songs, he was singing with passion. He was singing wholeheartedly. So Your Maps deserved for me, I feel like he deserved all those awards, okay? And then people were like, oh, so again, Zambians, people were like, oh, Shiny, Your Maps says bounce back, shan. And then they started tagging this other innocent guy, Chilowan. Zambians created something out of a certain mess. They created something against Chilowan and Your Maps. So this time around, in comparison to last year, we remember that Chilowan got a lot of awards on this same platform, okay? Because Zambians are the ones who vote anyway. So this time around, it was slightly different. So Your Maps got 5 awards and Chilowan got 1 for, the Copperbelt province. So he won Best Artist Copperbelt province. And then I can see people making fun of it and saying, oh, yeah, he's back where he belongs at provincial level. Mwema Zambians, you are very good at putting someone down. You are the same people who created a certain scenario. Then this happens this year. Again, you are here taunting this innocent guy, Coach Chilewan, because you put him on a certain podium, and then this time around, you are also trying to make him look so bad. What's wrong with you all? Okay, not all. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, what's wrong with everybody who's just trying to make fun of this innocent guy, Chilewan? Because I believe, and I've always said this, Chilewan is equally very talented. Your Maps is also very talented, but they're talented in different ways, and you cannot really compare the milestone for Your Maps and Chilewan because Your Maps came first. He's been established for quite a lot of years. Chilewan just came recently. You cannot really compete. You cannot really pity these guys against each other. I think we are not doing these guys a favor. Okay? And I'm so happy, on a side note or a positive note, I'm so happy that Chilewan did recognize the awards and everyone who voted, including recognizing this gentleman, Your Maps. Otherwise, this is just my little rant over the Kwacha Music Awards. Feel free to add your own, and yeah, signing out. I'm your girl, AZ.